Take a look. What do you think? It's live.
See this guy?
You're on. It's live.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, crap. Should you do
Wait,
a 2
it's a
second
hot
delay?
mic. Also, it's a hot mic. What's that? So be careful what you say to them.
Would you say
No delay. It's a hot mic. I think now on the set.
Mama, best behavior. I don't know. Should we get this started? Hey, Mark, would you be interested about Marcia Committee was supposed to do the pledge and song, and she couldn't make it. But you know what? I can just do it. It's a big deal. You're happy to do the pledge?
I'm happy to do the pledge. I'm not a singer.
Wait, so video.
Oh, cool.
It's America the Beautiful by Ray Charles after 9/11.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah.
You just tell me what. Tell me whatever you need. And they stuck you the problems they chat there. Wayne's a good guy to have a How you doing, Bob? See this time? Opens the door. The rubber thing on the end to do the elevator. Don't have to touch anything. You just hook it, pull it open. You don't have to touch it. That's kind of cool. I like it. I was impressed. Hey. Oh, Principal Ben. Okay, there he is. Hey, man. Good, man. How about you? Good to see you. How you doing? Surviving like everybody else. We're here for Jim's first meeting. What could be better than that? I like that. Good to see you. Whack it. There we go. What do? We don't know what to do.
I forget what we need to do too. Good afternoon, my fellow Rotarians, and welcome to, I guess, the first real meeting. I shouldn't say real, but the first physically, in-person meeting we've had for months and months, and it's good to see so many faces. I also want to give a shout out to those who are watching virtually right now. Welcome to the inaugural meeting of my year. So good to see you all. And again, I am excited for today's meeting, and I am going to get the party started now because you guys are going to hear enough from me later. Marcia Kermweedy was going to give the pledge and song, but unfortunately something came up. She couldn't make it. But our very own president-elect, Mark Irvin, is going to lead us through the Pledge of Allegiance and the song.
Start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Where's our flag? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is a sing-along with Ray Charles.
Where's the bouncing ball?
There's no music in it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. You got this, Bruce. Hey, Bruce. Get a tech music. There you go, Bruce. 3 days before Halloween. Okay. We've already seen this, right? World Series. Make one ballpark. I was there.
Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America with the singing of America the Beautiful, please welcome the man and his soul, Mr. Ray Charles. So sweet, but baby, man, I know if I grow to oceans, be no less than when I was a boy, I remember we always sing these words. Oh, beautiful, wow, spacious sky, wow, and the wings of rain, wow, perfect mind, yeah, majesty. Now wait a minute. I'm ready to I'm trying to get you all to hit the circus thing. You told me what? Said the love from sea to shining sea.
Fly over the motor. Nice. Whoa.
Everybody go and have a seat. As you can see, they're doing things a little more, a little different than we're used to at the DoubleTree. They're going to be serving us. They just need to make everything stay safe and sanitary for us. So they'll be bringing out our meal shortly.
Is that one of yours?
Um, I don't know about you, but I love the version of that song. I'm going to share with you a video. I'm following past President Bob's footsteps, and I'm going to be sharing some inspirational videos from time to time. And this one I thought was perfect for the time that we're all experiencing. You need to remember during the unknown to not be afraid to laugh. And I think this video expresses that perfectly, especially for you, those of you who've had to do some homeschooling.
All right, as much of the world continues on in isolation, people working from home, they're trying to figure out things to do with their family, things to figure out how to pass the time. Lindsay counts a lot of teachers have been going online and coaches trying to help out their students and their athletes. This one teacher in particular, music teacher, I thought was phenomenal. Not only did she pick up an instrument and decided to help out her student and spread some joy, but she wrote a song, and as inspiration, she was going to share what she's been going through and how it makes her feel while she's in isolation. Look.
Okay, so as some of you guys might know, I'm a music teacher, and I found that one of the best ways that I can process the whole transition to online learning and teaching is to write a song. So I wrote a song. I'd like to share that with you guys now. Here we go.
It's me, Lizzie Cassie, literally coming out of his forehead.
No, she's just sweet.
It's the title
The whole transition to online
everybody.
is to write a song.
It's a little melody. She makes sure to show the proper chording and fingering to make sure the song is just right.
Look at her smile.
This is music teacher, and this is how she feels. Okay, well, thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more of your morning videos right here.
All right, as much of the world.
I don't know if many of you can relate to that, but I've certainly had those moments over the past few months. Well, we're gonna take a break now, and we're gonna enjoy our lunch and the fellowship. And again, we have people watching online right now. We're YouTubing right now, so I'm sure this is the channel my kids are watching right now. But enjoy your lunches, and we'll get back to you shortly.
Sounds like my guitar student. Oh, that's my open door. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Pardon me, you have to leave the president.
I did.
You did.
Yes.
All your
They were they on the
You
thing?
must be, yes.
Yep, they were
There
on
you
the
go.
thing, 'cause everything but my president, I couldn't find. They said, you gotta bring a president pin to pass the bird. I said, I can't find it. So I had all my other pins, and I just said, which one do you want? So, you know, the nice thing about these pins, it's so damn small, you can't read what it says. Right. You know, this could say president, but you would never know. Are we getting more than butter? Or is this all we're getting?
That's all you get. That's all you get. Hey, good job so far.
Thanks.
So we're still live, and so we've decided that what we need to do is we need just to show you guys during lunchtime.
No. Turn it, just, come on, don't have it.
What do you want to do? What do you want to do during lunchtime for the live?
Is this thing, why don't you do it at the screen up there?
Oh, there you go.
Do the sponsors.
All right, good idea. Sounds looks better. All right, that's what we'll do. Okay, that's what we.
So you passed the temperature test, huh, Jen?
I did.
What'd you score?
Actually, I always run low.
I do too.
Like 97.5.
I think I was 97.6.
Well,
You know what? It's interesting. Carrie said to me, she said, Jim runs flight. I said, yeah, I know. She said, how would you do it? And I said, I don't know, like a couple of years ago, we had a discussion about temperatures, and maybe like 3 or 4 years ago with her husband Jim, and we said, we had a discussion about temperature. He said, yeah, I run low. He says, really? How much? I said, usually about 75 basis points. And he said, you mean like a degree? I said, yeah, 75% of a degree. That's the highest. And that's about what he runs. And that sounds like that's about what you run. So the question is, when you have a fever, what is it?
It's usually pretty low, right? But if I get sick, I'm sick. I'm not like, oh, I have a slight. It's like,
We were talking about this, my last, since you just how life changes in a short period of time, my last big outing was the Man of the Year on the 28th of February. I was looking last night at a picture that I took of myself, that was taken for me. It was me, buddy John DeWall, J.R. Lighter, Bass, Fletcher, Frank Westerby, David Lovett, just a whole bunch of just a great photo of 5 or 6 guys, and we're all like this, and it's just all just this really happy, fun photo.
yeah.
And I was looking at it last night, and I'm like, oh, too. None of those were guys. Logan knows this. But I'm just saying that, I was looking at some stuff last night, and my last big thing with a crowd, with 1,000 people, was, Man of the Year. And I was telling Jim, I had this great photo saved of all of us with my arms and popping and stuff. And it's like, sad is this, but that's like the last.
Everybody over there is listening to your conversation.
Oh, you can hear everything?
Yeah, we need to mute the microphone.
Yeah, Mark, it's really
Which
Thank you. That was neat. Do it again.
That was very
Oh,
weak.
the power. The power of the gavel. Oh my gosh. So we're going to start the program now. Obviously, the food is on its way out, so just be patient with that. And I think you will like the food better than the DoubleTree, if that means anything to you.
The rolls are warm.
So Jennifer asked me to do an introduction for her for the beginning of her year. And guess what? I'm going to give you a long, extensive speech to lead into that. But she did say that prior to introducing her, I could just take a couple of minutes, bring you up to speed on what happened this year. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a background. So back in January, February of 2019 was PETS, which is a President-elect training. I don't know what the S stands for. Syndrome, sleeping, seminar, I'm not sure what it means. But that's where they send presidents to go learn how to become a president. And they teach you about the Rotary brand, they teach you about membership, they teach you about fundraising, they teach you about all these Rotary initiatives that we learn about. And then they have all these breakout sessions, these amazing things that you can learn about everything that is Rotary. And but I missed a couple of the breakout sessions, and I'm really sad that I did, because I missed the breakout session on how to lead a club after a heart attack. And that was one that I probably could have gained some knowledge. And then I missed the best one, which is how to deal with Rotary during the pandemic. They didn't have the Rotary breakout session for a pandemic. And, you know, it's been crazy this past 5 or 6 months for all of us. And I was going through all these words that were not part of our vernacular literally 5 months ago. So COVID-19, we didn't know what COVID-19 was. Social distancing, that was something we didn't know about. N95 mask, the best mask in the history of the world, the N95 mask, flattened the curve. Asymptomatic, Zoom, oh my gosh, Zoom. Virtual meetings, quarantine and quarantining. Anybody know what a quarantini is?
Cocktail.
It's a martini during a quarantine. Virtual happy hours, furloughs, all this stuff. Community spread antibodies. And then I just learned a new one called COVIDian. Do you know what a COVIDian is? It's the people at the stores that refuse to wear a mask and refuse to social distance. Those are idiots that, or they're COVIDians. Anyway, our world has definitely changed this past year. And Chuck, I called you out at the Change of Administration party. You know, and he told me that you're not going to believe how fast this Rotary year is going to go for you. And Chuck, you know, I said it 2 weeks ago, this was forever. It was forever. You know, we had to reduce our dues, we had to change our meeting days, we had to create a Rotary support fund for those who couldn't afford to pay. We created surveys to find out how the club felt about meeting. And speaking of meeting, you know, I'm so proud to see a room filled with Rotarians, even though it's a smaller room than we're used to. And I think with our temperature being taken and the masks out and the social part, you know, we can meet like this. And I hope you tell other Rotarians it's okay to come, because I think we're as safe as we possibly can. And these fine people at Hacienda are going to do a great job regarding our food. So I think there's light at the end of the tunnel for meeting. It maybe be a long tunnel for a big meeting, but I have 40 or 45 people here every week. I think is a good thing. Anyway, our club is strong, and it's really built for the long haul. And I said a long time ago that if you're going to do a good job, you surround yourself with people that are a lot smarter than you, and you listen to them. So let me just review a couple of things in my goals for last year. I said we would have fun, and I think we accomplished that. I said we would be inspired, and you know, I'm the video guy, and I think videos are kind of the norm now. I said we'd make an impact. And I just want to, if you've weren't at the COA, I want you to be aware of what happened. You know, we had the Polio Plus campaign, and our goal was $15,000. And due to the Right to End Polio and other very, very generous people, the Polio Plus campaign ended up at $33,000, so more than double. The annual fund, if you watched any of the virtual meetings, You know, I was really hammering on the annual fund, and I had a 40,000 goal, which was the highest that we've had in many, many years. It was a very aggressive goal, but I said, you know, I'm a fundraiser. That's what I do for a living. If I'm short, I'm gonna go talk to 3 or 4 of you individually, and you're gonna help me make up the difference. And I have no problem doing that, but suddenly for 5 months, I can't talk to anybody face to face. So the virtual meeting was my face-to-face appeal, and the goal was 40,000, and the result is 71,000. So congrats to all of you. We've got some amazingly generous people, and the good news is many of the gifts that came in for the annual fund were gifts from people that hadn't made gifts to the annual fund in a good number of years. So let me finish with this. Jennifer Hoffman is going to be fantastic. She has been wonderful to work with over the past year, and it's been an honor to lead your club this year. Many people have told me that I got a raw deal on this whole coronavirus thing, and I disagree totally. It allowed us to think outside the box and do things a little bit differently. We didn't know what YouTube channels were 3 or 4 months ago. We didn't really know what virtual meetings were 3 or 4 months ago. I never had logged into Zoom 3 or 4 months ago, and we're doing all that without skipping a beat. So it's a different way to run a club, and I think now, in today's climate, we need to run clubs differently. So we are strong, we're together, we're engaged, and my year may not have been perfect, but I truly believe we're a better organization. And we'll be even better when we're meeting as a large group. But your club is in good hands with this woman. She's bright, she's quick-witted, she's organized, in great shape, everything I am not. So starting today, you will be leading the 49th largest Rotary club in the world. And for those of you that don't know the scale of that comment, there are 35,000 clubs in the world. We're the 49th largest. We're entering our centennial year, and becoming president of this club is no small matter. And it was clear from the leadership of our Rotary Club that when you were identified as the president-elect, we were choosing the proper person. You were built to handle the reins and to honor the history of this club. We know this current situation is going to be a challenge, but we will get through this, and your club will support you in every way, every step of the way. And we know you will prepare us for the future. And while it was an honor to lead your club, it is now my honor to introduce you to our 99th club president. Under the reign of kindness, Jennifer Hoffman.
And I have something for you here. The highly coveted past president's pin that I'm going to give you. But I also want to say, wow, I don't know how, well, I guess I just want to say how lucky we are that we had your leadership over the course of the entire year, and especially in these past months when it's been new and different for all of us. Trying to navigate these uncharted waters has been difficult, and you did it with ease, and I admire you, and I thank you so much. I appreciate your mentorship so much. So let's give Bob.
And you see the category is virtual Bob on here.
Oh, by the way, you have your theme banner for the year. That's mine. Don't take mine. But it's MIA at the DoubleTree. So someday soon, it will find its way home to you, Bob.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll live.
Last stage.
All right. All right, I guess we're getting this party started. The reign of terror has ended, or has it? I'm just saying. We're off to my year as president. I have to say, I'm truly honored and humbled to be leading our club. It's a pretty amazing opportunity. Well, he's saying my year is going to be called the reign of kindness. I like to think I'm a pretty kind person, but I do know that in the midst of a global pandemic, we all need to be prepared to be flying by the seat of our pants. So I encourage you all to buckle up, because we're going to have a good time no matter what. as Bob was stating, Rotary prepares you pretty well to be president. My journey started with past President Bob and Dorina at the Large Club Conference back in February of 2019. I have attended 2 Rotary Leadership Institutes, a couple of leadership seminars that were put on by the district, and of course I had my pets this past year, and unfortunately they still didn't have classes on pandemic or anything like that, but they did prepare you, and it was an amazing experience. The speakers they had there were phenomenal, inspirational. I mean, of course, we have one of our speakers was past district governor, our very own Ellie Patterson, our current district governor, Diane Ventura Goodyear, and then of course, we got to hear Holger Knack, Rotary International's current president, talk about his theme for the year, which is Rotary Opens Opportunities. He was so enthusiastic and he had a great sense of humor, and he really just inspired us all. I came back pumped, you know, it's amazing to be around so many Rotarians. It's exciting. I wanted to do, as one of our speakers had told us, ask the pets, well, maybe not literally, but sure. One of her quotes was, "Light yourself on fire with passion for Rotary, and people will come for miles to watch you burn." So with that in mind, I was like, "Wow, did you talk to this lady?" But I couldn't wait. You know, we have the international conference coming up in Hawaii, right? I mean, I was so looking forward to the international fellowship and meeting so many people, thousands of people from around the world. But then, dun dun dun. COVID, right? Concerts were canceled, the Final Four didn't happen, baseball canceled, Rotary went online. All of a sudden, parents were trying to juggle working remotely and getting their kids to get their homework turned in. It took a lot. It's different now, and it's our new normal for the foreseeable future. Yeah, I think this was actually supposed to be my hotel. Everybody's very socially distant there. It's good. No fellowships, no luau's, no Don-Ho, you know. But the good news is, rest assured, you guys, I had lots of quality time at home planning my Rotary year with my cat, Princess Meow Meow. Though she was really bad at advice. I'm just saying, she was trying to convince me to get a bunch of treats and hide under the bed. But as you can see, I'm here. I didn't take her advice seriously. We've all learned during a global pandemic, you know, you really need to take stock of what's important. Sheltering in place at home, it kind of stinks, but family time. I mean, as a parent of, you know, teenagers, this could be considered precious time for me. I mean, they're forced to be stuck with me. They just have to take the keys to the car, but they can't go anywhere anyways. So we played tons of board games. We watched movies that, you know, I tortured them with the movies of my generation, you know. I don't think they really liked them that much. But who does it like the Three Amigos? I mean, I don't get it. But, you know, I cleaned out my liquor cabinet. 2.5 months of homeschooling, you know. Good times. I'm sure you can relate, those of you who are parents. It's difficult having 2 active teenagers at home. I know they love me, but, you know, they had enough of me, I think. The good news is we persevered. We got creative. You know Joe Exotic, Carol Baskin? Well, they came to my house for Mother's Day, and they put on a private show for me with their wild animals. They put aside their differences for the day. It's very nice of them. As you guys may have experienced yourself, we have drive-through celebrations now. Birthday parties. This is my son Noah's 8th grade promotion. It was fun. I mean, when else would he have a life-size poster of his head? I mean, you know. But the funny thing is all these kids out there who are missing these momentous things in their lives, you know, it's a life-changing event for them, graduating high school, graduating college. And they didn't get that, you know? And even for Noah, I was like a little heartsick for him, but he was like, are you kidding? I didn't have to sit in the sun for 2 hours listening to my principal talk. When? You know, I'm like, okay, well, if you're happy, I'll be happy too, bud. We took some time to go on a family camping trip up in the beautiful San Juan Mountains in southern Colorado. We took our dogs. We have lots of fur kids too. But we took our dogs. This actually is my Zen place. It's preschool, which is one of the most beautiful hikes I think I've ever been on in my life. And we enjoyed some fun times. And then I'm going to share with you 10 years earlier, I took the same hike with my little boys. And now you can see,
Wow.
yeah, they're not so little anymore. But Sean and I are so blessed as teenagers. Our kids know everything now. So it's a true gift. So this brings me to my year as your president. What can we expect? Well, you know, to be honest, we all need to expect the unexpected because none of us know what's happening moment to moment, day to day right now. So we just need to embrace the newness of everything and be willing to try new things. Given the current circumstances, I think my focus needs to be on membership engagement and retention. This is a hard time, you know. We are just now starting to meet again at a venue where we can actually come together and enjoy each other's fellowship. A lot of us still aren't quite comfortable coming to meetings, but I still think that we can have fun, you know? We can enjoy great programs, great speakers. I want to remind Rotarians, why did we join this club, you know? Let's get back to basics, you know? We're all here for a reason. I was talking to Curtis Dawson a little bit. You know, I think one of the fantastic things about our Rotary is service projects. I want to have more of them, but how can we even do that right now? So we're going to have to try to come up with creative ways to think of how we're going to do these things, because a lot of the things that I have listed here are great ways to attract new members. I mean, some people want to get involved in the community and they don't know where to start. Well, we want those people as Rotarians, but you need to, you know, reel them in with maybe a service project and say, look at the good we're doing for the community. I want to continue to have Rotary moments where we each take a moment to learn about the great things Rotary does, not only locally and the programs we have here, but also on an international scale. Some of the projects we do are pretty phenomenal. For instance, when I joined Rotary, I had no idea what Rotary was. I mean, and I would be hard-pressed to say that every single one of you know what E-Ray is or, you know, what RILA stands for. There's so many things that we don't know about, and, you know, we should learn. Gary Hirsch did a great thing starting the business roundtables. I think this is another great avenue for recruitment, because if you look at our Rotary membership, there are so many amazing, experienced, talented business owners who could offer expertise and mentor people that are looking to, you know, just graduating university or, you know, coming in from Rotary. There are so many people that we could bring into the fold and have great members out of those. So I think this would be something that we could roll out simply with virtual meetings or Zoom meetings. And again, I think for the time being, fellowships and social mixers, as much as we love all of those, they're probably going to be virtual or Zoom. Maybe not for too long, but for a while they're going to be that way. But we can still do them via Zoom. I think that these mixers and the fellowships are such a wonderful way to connect with each other on a more intimate level, because when you're in a big group like this, you know, you kind of touch and get to talk to people just a little bit, but you don't get to delve deep. And I think that that's a great way to build our relationships within Rotary. Of course, we want to continue to grow membership. I truly do want to focus on the retention, but I don't see why we couldn't recruit new members this year. I think that we need to be creative and look at other ways of having other types of memberships. I mean, we have the Rule of 40. That's a great way to promote new members. I also would, love to delve into, I'm so sorry. I told my kids not to call me for a couple hours and somebody's calling me right now. Mom, can we order DoorDash? They're starving, the poor things. So more women. I think that Tucson, we have a great ethnic community, and I want to know why we can't get more people of different ethnic backgrounds into our club. I mean, what are we doing wrong? And I think we could really take some time and delve into that and recruit some of these different groups into our club. There's a great campaign out of Cincinnati. It's called The Power of One. I think this is a great recruiting platform. What it is every member brings in recruits one member. So it could be a family member. It could be a corporate member. It could be, Rule of 40. There's so many different ways, and putting that on you just to recruit one member, it's doable for all of us. So we can do it. I want to promote youth programs. As you guys know, I believe most of you know that I was lucky enough to be a host mom twice to Pedro and Christina. I still talk to both of them regularly. I want to do all I can to promote and advocate for our youth programs. I see Amy Graves in the corner here, you guys. You need to know that she's our district youth exchange officer, and the work she did over the past year getting our Rotary Youth Exchange program up and running was phenomenal. She did so much, and as a matter of fact, we were supposed to have both inbound and outbound students this year. And obviously, I mean, as a parent, I get it. You want your kids to stay home during times like this, but I know when it's up and running again, thanks to Amy and her committee's efforts, it's going to be a fantastic program. I want to continue to partner with our U of A Rotaract group. I want to get some of those Rotaractors to come in as members. That would be great transition into the Rule of 40. We're going to be partnering with JTED, or we are partnering with JTED for the car show and for the Centennial event, and I would love to start an Interact club at JTED. And obviously, I want to continue to promote the other youth programs. I could be here all day. I'm just kidding. One of my unwritten goals is ending on time. I'm just kidding. So here we are coming up. You guys, we have our fantastic signature event, the car show. Cliff Bowman and the leadership of the car show have been doing a fantastic job planning, doing everything they can to make sure the car show goes on. And I'm hopeful that it will go on as it has in years past. But we need to be prepared as Rotarians to really step up more than we have in years past and make sure those ticket sales, we meet and exceed those goals. And I think we can all do it. The Centennial Committee, headed by Jim Levinsky, they've been working so hard to plan. We're coming into our centennial year. That's pretty awesome. It's a big deal. They're working hard to plan an event, and we're going to have one. It's going to be fantastic. So we just need to make sure we're supporting all of these as much as we possibly can. I think that Tucson needs to know who we are. We should be proud of being Rotarians, and we do so much for our community. I think that we need to get a platform and communicate to Tucson who we are, what we do. I mean, because I think, actually, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think our sign, the Rotary sign, is going up at the JTED school. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, look what we're doing for our community, and I think Tucson should be proud of the Rotarians here. Okay, I'm not going to go down the list yet. The next thing I want to say is I do not have past President Bob's fundraising chops, you know. He blew it out of the water, right? So my goal isn't quite as ambitious, but I'm gonna do something new. I'm gonna literally sweat for dollars for the Rotary International. I got some ideas of Charlotte Harris, and I want to start a campaign, and I want to get it trending. So every time I run, I'm gonna post something like running for Rotary. So far, since last Tuesday, I've run 17 miles. So we're gonna come up with a way to maybe encourage people to donate mile per mile or something like that, based on how far I can run. And you guys can see how far, you can place bets, I don't care, how far I can run. You know, I'm running from my problems, guys. Can you just support me? Anyways, that's my idea. It may be crazy, but I think it would be a great way also to collaborate with other Tucson Rotary clubs in the district. Who knows, it might even go bigger than that. We could really start a really cool campaign. Also, the 5-year plan is coming up. I need to finalize that. And I am tapping on past President Chuck Sawyer's shoulder to help me with that one, so we'll be able to do that. You know, I'm doing pretty good. I'm not even following my notes, you guys. Okay, so you guys know you can't run a club like this alone, and I have such phenomenal support. First of all, it's Arena. You seriously, she must hide her halo because she is totally amazing. She's insightful, she's patient, helpful, and Carrie, you too. You know, I don't know what our club would do without you guys. We are truly fortunate to have them. So I am going to introduce the people that will be serving alongside me on my board. If you're here, take a stand. You don't need to do a dance or anything, just stand. We of course have Mark Irvin, President-elect. Glenn Ewing, he's our treasurer. Kristen Wendler, she's our secretary. And Gary Olson, our sergeant at arms. Jim Wood, Diana Cannon, Bruce Jacobs, Leo Litsky, Curtis Dawson, and Chris Whitney are serving as directors with me. And of course, we have the pleasure of having past President Bob continuing to scare us with his chair antics. You guys, I mean, seriously, thank you so much for volunteering your time for me, for our club. We are so very, very lucky to have you. Thank you. All right, so as I said before, you know, we're going to be expecting the unexpected, but I know, like past President Bob said, is we're a great club. We have such fantastic people, and despite the adversity of this year, I think Rotary will open opportunities, and it's going to be a fantastic year. So I thank you so much for your support and your confidence. I hope that's my one and only keynote this year. Okay. So I got to sign a book today, and I think this book was absolutely perfect. Think big, little one. It was written by Yoda. I'm just kidding. But I thought this was perfect, so I signed it at our Make Way for Books library. And I know that there are people out there watching right now that have birthdays or they had birthdays. We're not celebrating them here, but I wish you all a happy birthday. I will not sing to you. You're welcome. But we are going on to some Paul Harris presentations today. We have 2 past presidents that are going to be taking us through this presentation. First of all, I'd like to welcome Scott Vaughn, a U of A grad. Did you know that he is known for his dancing days on American Bandstand? Did you know? That's a dance move.
Yeah, it is.
All right. And also we have Rotary Club of Tucson's mom. I heard that it was you helping Marianne. No?
Nobody told me either. Mary Ann, you keep your seat. I can handle it.
All right, okay. I had that on my notes. Well, anyways. Well, did you know, I have an interesting fact about the lovely Marianne Freitas. San Jose State grad, but this doesn't surprise me. Marianne always looked so lovely, so put together, so poised. She was a print model. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, and please have fun.
Thank you. Thank you. Boys, come on up.
Boys. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Where we going? I don't know. No one's moving.
Yeah, I'd like one of you on each side of me because
It's better framing for the global telecast. We're on live right now.
Okay, don't get too close.
Well, this is very exciting. I was on Bandstand in Philadelphia before it was a national show. Dick Clark was the host. And Margie will tell you I haven't danced since then, probably. So I want to thank Charlotte Harris for prepping me for this, as she always does. It's named after, as you know, the founder of Rotary. Paul Harris Fellows have demonstrated support for the continuing work of Rotary International, of promoting world peace and understanding. And today we introduce our two newest members. They're already wearing their Paul Harris Fellow pins. No one wanted to get that close. And I'm going to go fast because I have a lot to say. There's so much you'd like to know about these guys that you don't know yet. Bill Kuba, receiving his Paul Harris Fellow. Bill grew up in Chicago after high school and became a jet mechanic in the Air Force, spending most of his 4 years at the Flight Test Center at Edwards Air Force Base in California. He attended several colleges and universities, earning a degree in psychology from Cal State Sacramento. He has had more careers than you and me and you and you, and you can help me count them. His first job out of college was health education and welfare in the Center for Disease Control as an epidemiologist. Is that right?
Epidemiologist.
Did you say it? Yeah, specializing, however, in sexually transmitted diseases. And then, after earning a teaching credential, he taught senior high school sex education. And then Bill's been in auto sales. He owned an automotive leasing business. He also developed and marketed real estate, and until he owned a swimming pool design and construction company. Until he did research and development on a diesel fuel temperature control system for Fuel Efficiency Systems, Inc. in Fair Oaks, California, where he became director of marketing, which led to managing director position with Fuel Efficiency Systems in Australia, in Melbourne, Australia. And upon returning to the United States, he sold high-end motorhomes for La Mesa RV. Remember them? That brought him to Tucson, where he and his wife Jillian bought a flower franchise, Kabloom of Tucson.
Best flower shop in town.
And they began their venture into the retail flower business. Bill has joined our club once, and then he joined twice, and he and Jillian have been married for 36 little years, and lucky for both of them. Differently. How lucky they are to have each other. Oh, one more. Currently, Bill is an independent insurance broker offering common sense solution to physical, mental, and financial health. Thank goodness we don't have the rowdy table, no? And then 200. We're here. Well, I almost lost the last page, Bill. When asked why he supports Rotary, Bill replied, "I support Rotary International because I believe it's being used to help those who cannot help themselves." Bill, I have your Paul Harris Fellow Certificate. Congratulations to you, and thanks for your support of Rotary International. Let me get that for you. That's here. There you go. Up. Other guy named Pat Lennon. He receives his Paul Harris Fellow +1. Pat was born and grew up in Mason City, Iowa, and that explains why he and Darlene travel so much. He was a big man on campus at the Northern Iowa Area Community College. Is that right? That's right.
Okay. But he left Iowa to attend the University of Arizona on a football scholarship and to earn his master's in education. His Iowa Community College never did forget him. Just last year, they named him as one of the 100 outstanding athletes in the 100 years of the college. Pat Lennon has worked in 9 different school districts over 40 years. Like the other guy, he just can't keep a job. You know? A science teacher, a football coach, counselor, assistant principal, school district superintendent, executive director of Arizona Rural Schools, and district director of the Mariana Islands School District in Saipan. So, and in 2005, he was inducted into the Arizona Rural Schools Hall of Fame. You've seen Pat and Darlene at all our social club functions. I mean, all of them. And he served for several years as chair of our Friday night car show dinner, as well as chair of the Salvation Army bell ringing. Ding, ding. Pat's been in 4 Rotary clubs, and he declares in his extended profile that this one is the best. Pat may want to try some of the other 35,000 clubs before reaching such a broad conclusion. Why he supports Rotary International? Well, my wife, he says, and I have traveled the world and attended Rotary clubs in South Africa, Prague, Nice, Mexico, Brazil, and the Netherlands. We saw many projects that Rotary is doing, and it's easy to support an organization that contributes so much. Thank you, Pat, for your continued support, and congratulations on your Paul Harris +1.
Thank you.
Now, from Charlotte's library archive, she's really downsizing what's the stuff in her house, I'll tell you. And with our club's dedication to literacy over many years, we have a book for each of you. And during these challenging times, you might be thinking of a staycation right here, huh? Right here. And so we have a guidebook about Tucson for each of you. And since you're the two, this one was published in 1981, but it was printed in Phoenix. This was printed in 1994, and you're gonna love these books. They got a lot of old stuff that's actually still here. So, but if you want to go global, here are your very own Viking River Cruise catalogs. You don't have to give them back to me because I get one about every week. Let's hear it for these guys.
Thanks, Marianne.
Good job, Marianne.
All right. We have a sergeant at arms, but I just think he's here, for support because I don't think we have anything, do we? No? All right. Yeah. I try to stay in line for this. All right, so we're moving on to one of our Rotary moments. This one is in Italy. I like I said, I plan on sharing these from time to time. And I chose to share this moment because when everything started, Italy was hit really hard. And of course, I thought of my exchange daughter, Christina, who I would FaceTime with regularly and just, talking to her about it and how they truly, at least here in Tucson, we have big spaces. We can go out, we can run. They were seriously locked in their apartment for 3 months, except to go to the grocery store or the doctor. So this is in Italy, and it shows, it reflects the moments we're in right now, but it also shows how great Rotary is and stepping up when it's needed.
During this emergency, the 13 Italian Rotary districts, including more than 900 clubs, responded to the crisis with a coordinated strategy, focusing on disease prevention. With the Rotary Italia project, Prevention to Defeat the COVID-19 Pandemic, worth €1,300,000, we want to offer to 28 hospitals in Italy, which are directly involved in the fight against COVID-19, an innovative technology package to minimize the risk of infection of healthcare workers and interrupt the virus transmission. The project aims at equipping each hospital with 2 thermal scanners to instantly detect the presence of fever, a COVID triage unit, an isolated cabin where it's possible to safely perform triage, and a stretcher for transporting the infected patient while protecting the healthcare staff from exposure to the infection. The project aims at responding to the most urgent needs while providing tools that could help healthcare facilities in the long term as well, in the event of another spike in infections or for future research and development. Rotary connects the world, says our motto this year. This project, we want to allow the world to be able to safely reconnect again in the next future. Together, we can bring positive change to our communities. Together, we can save lives.
All right, so as you can see, next week's program is going to be here. Our speaker is Julius Holt. He's the commissioner of Tucson Youth Football and Spirit Federation. So he's going to be great. I hope to see more of your faces. We're ending a little bit early. I'm sorry, I had to remove.
I know.
I just want to thank you guys all for coming today to be with us here at the meeting at the Hacienda del Sol, or some of you who are watching virtually right now. Marcia, I missed you. Hope you're okay. It's my little heart to you. Anyways, I want to say congratulations to our Paul Harris recipients, Bill and Pat. Thank you so much for your generosity. And I guess it's time for our quote. Excuse me, I'm not doing a quote. I'm just doing a toast. Today we reflect on the challenging times we are facing and the new opportunities that are arising because of these challenges. Here's to digging deep and finding strength where we didn't think we had any and not being afraid to try new things.
Here.
All right.
Good job.
Well done, Jen.
Thank you. And you guys remember to mask up on your way out.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if anybody watched it.
So does that show up as a regular video?